FSLR calls. All right, this is a call out. This is a day trade FSLR puts. Okay, FSLR puts. These are the 425, 131 puts. FSLR. See my order right there. Now I'm getting filled. Okay, so I got filled on all those contracts. Okay, 423,958. 423 at 958. Entry price 135.05. We've got our stop loss, our take profit. So stop is about 1.5% off of entry, take profit 3%. It'll be just about a 35% loss if we're wrong, and just about 100% win if we're right. But I like, really like what this algorithm does well is it minimizes these giant drawdowns of, for the most part, just because we're trading zero, like really close, sometimes zero DTE contracts. Like the slightest move on that stock could be, huge difference or huge loss behind those like really close expiration contracts we're trading. So like you really have to have a tight stop when trading a lot of these contracts that, like example, this one, FSLR, what we just got in, these are 2 DTE. So, we're losing 35% with a tight stop like that. So imagine having a stop that's maybe a little higher, maybe like yesterday's high, you'd lose like 100% or even like 138, which was, you could see yesterday. That would probably be like a 70-80% loss. So it's tough because you end up getting stopped out a lot and you have a lower win rate, right? That's just fundamentally what happens when you have a tight stop. But then when you have a, that TP that's in most cases twice your stop, well, now you're actually having 70, 80, 100% wins. And then it's like this one loss. If we take a 35% loss right here, well, then it just takes one win, okay, on average, to, well, not just offset the loss, but then add an additional 30, 40, 50% profit. So you could take 3 losses, 2-3 losses in a row, and then you just need one win to offset that loss. You would take the trade, but the market is acting crazy right now. I'm not, I think I've just, been doing this for long enough, and you realize it's just part of this job. You just have to be okay with seeing, like, just being down right now, $3,000, like that for someone could be insane. That could be crazy. Like being down $3,000 in like a couple minutes, but it's something that over time you build to. It's $30, and then a year later it's 300 you're down, and then a year later it's 1,000, and then it's progressive. You're not just going right to trading the size that I'm trading, right? And then the same thing goes for wins, like being up 10, 15, 20, 30, 40,000 in a day. It's also like crazy, and there's a lot of emotion if you had jumped right to that, and you just get used to it. And it's different, like, if I was doing this on my own too, like without an audience, might be a little easier. Like you guys can see right now I'm down $4,000. So it's like the transparency aspect of it too. I mean, that's challenging. Like that's something I mentally have had to work through. There are days where I'm going to be nervous or stressed out or whatever. There's going to be inevitable like pressure that comes with trading. And then you add on top of that, like showing everything you're doing to a bunch of people. I mean, most people couldn't do what I do, right? Most people couldn't do that. Most people couldn't sit here, enter a trade, be down $5,000, look at everyone and just show that all. It's a lot, but I really enjoy what I do, and I know what I do works, right? I know what I do works in the long run, and that's something I try to preach all the time, and that's why I come on here and I share everything. So like having this layout, which I will share, you can watch here in the bottom right. We'll do this like this is like a live example. Okay, we're on a 1 minute. You could see we just had a low on these contracts. This is a low of the day on these contracts we're trading, and then you could see like they're trading at 145. 123, 120. So now we just made another low on the contracts at 0.97. This is a candlestick chart, but to represent the actual contract's price, the contract's value. And then you can see here on the right, you can see where the contracts are currently trading, 96 a contract. And then you could see my fill up here. You could see someone's trying to buy up a ton at 162. Someone's trying to sell a ton at 107, or not a ton, like 345. Like you could see ask bid volume. So right now there's 355 sellers on the ask side trying to sell these contracts, trying to sell. Now it's 266 contracts at 102. Now there's 203 contracts being sold at 127, and there's 637 trying to be bought down here at 87. Transactions happening live in real time behind the actual option contract that you're trading. Also, just like knowing and being able to watch this when you're in a trade and understanding what the fair value is of the contract you're trading. And sometimes this is kind of misrepresented, but that purple line there is supposed to give you like a fair value. Anything way below, way above could just be one person coming in and putting in a really high buy order or a really high sell order. And that just kind of skews the spread. Our stop has been invalidated, so we want to see a minute or two candle close above our stop loss. If we start trading on it, see, we just traded on our stop. We didn't actually break above and close above. Like, this is what I talk about all the time. Market likes to probe areas, likes to probe stops, and then ends up pulling back. So we're good here for now. I mean, we're pretty close to stop just because that's a really tight stop. But again, it's about 30%. So it's relative to the stock we're trading and that volatility behind the stock we're trading. If SPY pushes too much more here, it looks like FSLRs is following SPY pretty heavily. You can see the pullback here into the push, pullback here into the push. So we'll see like right now, 137.36. This could just keep like probing our stop all day. So like, I'm just gonna hop off, right? I was able to make $12,200 today on ticker symbol FSLR. Now, got really close here to my stop loss. You could see we ended up getting rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times, just about 4 or 5 times off of my stop. We did not break above my stop and start trading above. I always give the market a little time, a couple minute candles above my stop before I close out the trade, because the market does tend to, probe areas and shake out traders. Ended up getting flushed. Obviously, nice flush, nice move to the downside. Broke below our entry there around 135 where the order came through on the software. So really happy with where the algorithm set our stop loss and take profit straight into our TP where I locked in profit. That was $12,200 on the day. That was equivalent to 79%. And I just want to show you guys that and continue providing these live trades / trade updates. I guess this is kind of a bit of both. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to trade live with me every single morning.